But this is a Wilson trade musket. This would have been produced in England, London, and imported into the colonies, particularly for the use of trade. Think of it kind of like back in the day, like the really cheap hardware store shotguns you could buy. It's like bottom of the dollar, no frills kind of thing. Now this particular one, they vary in quality. This one is I'd call it a fairly middle of the road trade gun. It's got some nice brass work. Some of them were very cheap, just cut brass sheet, nailed into it. You can see here on the stock how it's actually screwed in onto the stock. Typically, these would be fit a little nicer, and this is, sometimes you can see just rows of nails to nail the brass plate onto the stock. Also, another really popular thing with the Native American people at the time was this serpent side plate. It got so prolific to a point almost if they didn't have the serpent side plate on, they weren't interested in purchasing it. So, but yeah, this particular gun was made by Wilson, and this was meant for trade. It's a smooth bore gun. A lot of them came in a lot of different configurations. This one has a front sight, which is more or less a bayonet lug for a round bass. But it's a way to look down the gun and get a point of aim. A lot of them would have rear sights installed, and they were known as like a smooth rifle. Because the idea was we use patch and ball, or shot as a fowling piece. And this was a really popular gun for the Cherokee. Now, something that was also really popular, this is not one of those as well, but Carolina trade guns, as they're known. A lot of people call them Type G trade gun. And they were really heavily ornamented with different colors of paint, maybe different designs. I believe it's Wilmington, in their museum, they have a trade musket, a trade gun called the Bumford. So in Williamsburg, not Wilmington, Williamsburg, and it's got this really ornate vine and flower design all over the stock, and it's painted. And once again, if a trader knew they were dealing with maybe a certain particular individual or group of individuals, and they were looking for something, they could have that contracted out. So you got a lot of these guns that were painted bright blue and red. Had lightning bolts painted onto the stock, or flowers and vines, and they just came in a lot of different varieties. Some in better quality, some in worse quality. But I would like to think this is a middle of the road quality gun that you could have very well found traded with the Cherokee here.